What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 281. I'm here with the original foreign YouTuber in Taiwan, my personal guru, Lukas Engstrom. Lukas in Taiwan.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, brother?
I'm amazing. I don't think I've ever been better, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it.
I recently got married.
Congratulations, I know.
Thank you so much. I recently got my APRC here in Taiwan.
Beautiful.
And I get to do Eddie live for, I think it's the third time by myself. And then I also joined with Wes Davies and stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
To me, this is the Christmas tradition in Taiwan.
Christmas.
Every late December, we come here and we have an Eddie live. It's amazing.
I love it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I also appreciate you being my go-to guy, because I've always, I want to get better at YouTube, right? But I buy courses and stuff like that, and they're good, but they're good for the U.S., they're good for Canada, and in Taiwan, it's different, I think, right? Very different, apparently.
You finally started making normal YouTube videos, not only lives now.
Yes.
It only took 3 years of trying to convince you. Yeah.
Finally took the advice, right? 3 years of... it's crazy because I love doing the live. I love doing this. And like I said, in the very first time we met, I thought everybody did lives, right? Because, Joe Rogan did them. And I thought, okay, I better figure out how to do live. And I figured that out. And then when you came in the first time, you're like, whoa, it's live. I said, yeah, I thought everybody does live, and apparently nobody does it live.
Yeah. I was even trying to take inspiration from you. So when I'm having some of my guests on,
okay,
and I tell them hey, would it be okay if we live stream it?
Okay.
And then I do my normal video afterwards. Every single one, it's no, I don't want to do it live, because in case I screw up, then it's always going to be online forever. And I've even had some other YouTubers on whose manager has told me that they're not allowed to do live because they don't trust them, and they need to go through the editing process in order to ensure that they look good,
Wow.
And I'm how does Eddie do it, It's crazy.
The secret is it's the only way I know how to do it. So it's funny. Sometimes when I go out and I need to record a video, it takes me so long to get a simple video done. But here it's just hey, let's talk, let's go. Yeah.
No,
crazy, man.
It always takes 10 times as long as the final video is, I feel.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So my theory now is, do the live, hour and a bit, whatever, and then, take that and kind of shrink it down to under 10 minutes, and then do the subtitles, because somebody told me that 2 years ago I should do that. Started to do that. Yep. I have AI to do them, but then I send them to a Taiwanese person that fixes all the AI problems, and just try to make it an entertaining video. And it's funny, I was just telling you that when I first released a few, they were all just boom bangers, and I thought, oh, this is great. Oh, this is easy. YouTube is easy. And then the fourth one was 1,000, and the fifth one was 1,000. I thought, oh, maybe I didn't crack the code.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how I feel still on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Sometimes you think you're you think you're the shit.
Got it.
You think you know this, and then you make a video that you think it's going to be really good performing.
Okay.
And then no one's watching it, and you're what is happening?
Man.
Yeah, no, it's tough. And when I talk to a lot of people too, who goes through the first honeymoon, and they're their first viral video. And I always try to kind of be a little bit almost pessimistic, and I'm just wait. You're not a real YouTuber until you go through the first downhill from that first honeymoon peak. Yeah,
it's crazy, because for me, I released one with my daughter, and it was 35,000 views, and for when I do live streams, it's 500, 1,000 to go to 35. I'm well, that's huge.
That's more than the rest of your channel.
That's huge. Yeah, it's true, right? I thought, okay, this is great. And then all of a sudden, the next one, I did this musician group, and then 45. I'm oh, great. And then I had the Brazilian model who was at 20,000 in 3 days. I thought, whoa, this is great. I cracked it. I got it. And then that one's at 100 now. Yeah. And I thought, this is great. And then I kept going. I thought, oh, perfect. I nailed it. I got the thumbnails and the ABC testing. And then, crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then there's also the type of content that we're making. We're interviewing other people.
Yeah.
So it's very much dependent on the story that the guest is telling.
Okay. Yeah.
And for example, in your case, if people are they watch you like basically like interviewing your daughter, and they want to know more about how is it to be like a kid in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then your next video is about a grown-up teacher, which is like nothing same as your daughter.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, what is this? Like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
So you have to like find a way that like pleases the most number of people as possible.
So for me, now that I actually have comments,
Yes.
you get good ones, and then you get some that are kind of weird. So what do? Do you erase them? You block them? You just leave them? You don't read the comments?
I rarely read comments.
You rarely read them. Okay, you just
Like,
have so many. Forget about it.
Pretty much. Like,
Okay.
I have very few that is like relevant.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It could be like me interviewing like a foreign model. It could be me interviewing like maybe like a foreign teacher or something, and like all the comments that I see is like, "Oh, Lucas, you're being fat. You're getting fat."
Oh, really?
And
What?
I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna spend any more time like reading comments like this.
That's crazy.
It doesn't give me anything back in return.
That's funny, man. That's bad because when I had my daughter went on, they were like, "Oh, it's so good. Oh yeah, Dad, her English is so good. Dad's doing a good job." And then one of the comments is like, she doesn't look like a mixed kid at all. At best, she looks like a half decent Filipino. It's like, whoa,
What?
That's the comment, and I thought, oh. Wow,
Oh my
you're just
God.
like, she's 12. And it's crazy, man. Comments are nuts, brother.
Yeah. That's exactly why I don't like really read them.
Yeah.
But I do have like set up like a membership on my channel.
Yes, tell me about the memberships, please.
So for members, I would like read their comments because
okay.
I know like that they're decent people. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very different, and it's also kind of a little bit a way to make it like more manageable.
Sure.
I cannot reply to 1,000 comments, but I do prioritize like my members and people who are like giving me like super thanks, for example.
Beautiful. Yeah, of course.
I feel like they do deserve something in return.
Okay, beautiful. So obviously you get your YouTube AdSense, right? But a lot of the stuff is sponsored gigs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about last year. Like we were like kind of like, oh my God, sponsored gigs. I'm getting low on sponsored gigs, and now you're top of the world a year later. So what changed from last year to this year? Aside from getting married, aside from APRC, congrats again on both of those.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Honestly, I don't even know. Like, so for like last year, I had a pretty good year last year.
Okay.
Last year was like my best year to date at that point, but it was all like one-offs. So I got a video, great. Like this month I can pay my bills, but I didn't have anything like lined up because it's the end of the year, and I do have some companies who signs like 1-year deals.
Okay.
They won't like
contract.
expire in like December.
Gotcha.
So same as this year, like all those like 2024 contracts are expiring right now.
Okay.
But last year, in December, I had no idea how now 2024 was going to look like.
Okay.
And turns out I actually didn't really get that many sponsors from like January until like September, actually.
Okay.
But because I do have these like 1-year contracts, so I could pay my rent.
Beautiful.
And I could pay my life,
Okay.
and then I don't have to worry.
Okay.
And I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And then you're just like waiting for like maybe like the next sponsor and stuff.
Okay.
But like now for some reason, I don't know why, but like from September until like December, I have had sponsored videos every single week.
Oh.
And it's more sponsored videos than the entire year up until September.
Okay. Wow.
So now it's to the point where it's like I'm behind on my videos because I have so many sponsored videos in the pipeline.
Okay.
It never happened before in like 6 years.
Okay. So it's a good Christmas then?
It's a very good Christmas,
All right.
yes.
Any plans with the new wife? Bali or something? No?
No. We're actually, we did a lot of traveling like this year actually.
I'm jealous actually. I see you all over Europe, all over, Asia, man.
Yeah. No, so this year has been great, but like we're both also not that like crazy in traveling.
Okay.
It seems like everyone has that as like we need to like work hard so we can travel. That's like the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And like me and my now wife, it's like
Love it.
we need to work hard so we can just stay at home and don't have to travel or don't have to go somewhere,
I think I meet a lot of obviously customers in the restaurant, and the ones that don't get to travel much, like myself, they're like, oh my God, I wish I could travel more. Yeah. But the ones that are always traveling, like I have customers that, they have to go to Hong Kong, they have to go to Shanghai, they have to go to, Tokyo, like every month.
Yeah.
They hate it. They're like, oh man, I got to go to Hong Kong for a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, shoot, I'll go.
Because for me too, it's like I can never take a week off. Like during my 6 years of making YouTube videos now, there has not been a single week where I have not been working.
Gotcha.
The maximum I would give myself is like maybe 2 days in a row. If I'm like flying back home to Sweden, I would not work that day.
Gotcha.
But there's never more than like 2 days that is like completely free. So like I went to Thailand for 1 week with my friends, and then of course I had to go there, and like 3 hours every day I have to work. I have to like write some new scripts. I have to like edit my videos, or I have to like record a video. But I mean, it's very nice. Like I managed to get a sponsored video for that trip as well.
Beautiful.
So then that entire trip was like free. So it's just very weird and different life being like a YouTuber when you're dependent on like sponsors, and it's there's no fixed salary.
Yeah.
It's just very, very unstable.
Okay.
But when you do get it, it's like it's much better than a regular paid salary.
Okay. What's kind of like the like a typical day or a week for a YouTuber? Because I know that a lot of people coming up now, they look at full-time YouTubers and they're like, that's the dream.
Yeah.
So you're living the dream for 90% of the population, probably in the world. So, but what behind the scenes, what's kind of like a typical day or week for you?
So if I'm going to take a typical week,
would be like, because a day
would be very different. Yeah. So like, for example, my normal day, a normal week would be like Monday, I would, let's say, prepare like a script for a video.
Okay.
And then I will spend like, 4 hours writing one single script that would be for myself. Like I'm going to go explore something maybe, and it will be like with the sponsor. So I need to like talk about what the sponsor wants me to talk about.
Yeah.
And then maybe on the Tuesday, I would have gotten some feedback from a previous draft from last week.
Okay.
And another sponsor wants me to make some changes.
Oh, okay.
So that could be like, 3-4 hours right there. I have to like re-export the video. I have to like change like maybe a lot of subtitles issues, or maybe there's like, literally just like on my way here on the scooter, I got a client saying like, we don't like this specific frame. Please reshoot this part because there was like something in the background, or I showed the wrong side of the product. So they want me to like go and reshoot, and then it takes like, an hour just to set up everything.
Of course.
To shoot those like 5 seconds of video,
Jeez. Okay.
And then maybe I spend an entire Wednesday of just like editing a new video that is like, 10 hours of an interview I shot like 1 or 2, maybe even like months ago.
Okay. Wow.
And then on Thursdays, I would like re-upload, make a thumbnail, make a title for a video coming up on Friday.
Okay.
So every day is different, but every week pretty much looks the same.
So you got your script, you got your thumbnail day, you got your kind of re-editing day, upload day.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
But everything changes as well. So like depending on when the client wants the video to be released, that kind of like pushes the entire timeline.
Okay.
So it's not always like on Mondays, not always on Tuesdays, and like Saturday, Sundays are like no weekends. That's what I try to do most of my work.
Okay.
So if I can allow myself being free, I'm free on like Mondays or Tuesdays when no one else is out on the streets.
Okay, I know that.
Enjoy the life.
I know with the restaurant, I know that a little bit. We got a couple comments. Being a YouTuber sounds stressful. Take a break. Almost like owning a restaurant. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
So congrats on getting married from the average Joe.
Thank you.
Shout out to the average Joe. Yes, beautiful, man. I love it. There's so many things I want to ask you. I don't even know where to start, man. So as a married man, obviously now you're with your wife. No more Yuan Yuan. No more, you know what I mean? It's been a while.
Yuan Yuan will always be there.
Yeah,
he will always be there.
He's always got a place in your heart, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So they moved, I think they moved to Elan, right? Did they not?
No.
They were going, I haven't talked to him in a while as well.
Yeah, no, he didn't move to Elan. I just need to think about how much is public information and how much is secret. But basically, he just released a video yesterday actually. So he's moving to another location outside of New Taipei City.
Okay.
I don't know exactly if he revealed where he's moving, but he's moving.
Okay.
And he's moving. He has a girlfriend now, so he's also like very very busy. And we have some hopefully great plans for next year.
Beautiful.
So there's definitely going to be a lot of Yuan Yuan on my channel too.
I love it. Speaking of that, how important do you think, I asked you this before, but I'm going to keep asking you the same thing. How important do you think like the collaboration with other YouTubers is? for you?
I don't think the collaborations are that important.
Okay.
It's good on like a personal level because it just makes it so much fun.
Yeah.
But in terms of like views, in terms of like new subscribers, it could be good to like maybe like pump up extra subscriber numbers.
Okay.
But it doesn't give you more views.
Okay.
And it doesn't give you more money because that all comes from like the views.
From views. Okay.
But I would say like what's even more valuable is just to have someone like in a line chat group that you can talk with that is like that goes through the same struggles, the same life.
Okay.
And also like that you can ask for like technical support or like something like this. Because for example, you know, I love my wife, but I cannot talk to her about like, oh, you know, like there's an issue with my camera settings. What should I do? Like my wife is not the first person that comes to my mind, you know.
Understand. Yeah.
So it's very important to have someone just as like a colleague, although you're kind of like competitors as well.
Yeah.
But it's very much important to just not go through everything like on your own.
Okay.
In terms of collaborations, like when I just started, like before you get like maybe 50,000 subscribers, you think it's important and you think that you're gonna get like a lot more views and subscribers.
Okay.
In the long run, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And because you would get those followers anyway on your own eventually.
Okay.
So I don't really think it helps, other than like it keeps yourself motivated, and that's like number one, that you cannot stop the grind. So you need to keep yourself motivated.
Okay, because you know you see like Mr. Beast, and he's always got like his same crew, you know, of guys on there, and then he'll do like a Logan Paul and then I Show Speed and all these guys.
Yeah.
These are like massive YouTubers, and they always seem to be, you know, collabing with each other. But yeah, and then I see also you guys and Alan and Prozzy and all these guys kind of doing their thing.
Yeah, so the difference there is kind of like, I like how you compare like me and Alan Prozzy to like Mr. Beast and like I Show Speed.
Yeah.
Because
you guys are the Mr. Beast. You're the Mr. Beast of here, of Taiwan.
But the thing is like they have like different audiences.
Okay.
Whereas like me, Alan, and Prozzy, we have like to 95%, I would say like we have the same people in our audience.
Okay.
Because we make the same kind of content.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for us in our situation, it's not really that valuable. And for example, if I will make a collaboration with a Taiwanese YouTuber who would have a different audience than myself, my audience would be like, "What are you doing? We don't want to see this."
Oh, really?
Like, because my audience is watching my channel because they want to see foreigners in Taiwan. So every single time I make a video with Taiwanese people, like the views are like so bad.
Really?
And also because I know the views are so bad, I don't really do it at all. Unless it's like a sponsored video and there's some money behind it.
Sure.
And then the topic is also like very completely different compared to an idea I would have thought of by myself.
Okay.
So in my case, it's just not gonna work unless maybe like you can get a few extra subscribers from if you make a big collaboration.
Okay.
But I don't think that those people would be interested in my content unless they would have found me on their own anyway.
Interesting. Okay. So over the past like year or so, I know we talked about it earlier, but any videos have just kind of like boom exploded? I know you've got at least one.
At least one, yeah. Speaking about explosions,
Yeah, explosions,
I made a video with Uncle Topher, who is another YouTuber here, and Tony Hu was a previous Pentagon director.
Beautiful.
Who was the first director at Pentagon he was a country director for Taiwan.
Okay.
So, I mean, if there's anyone you want to ask about, like, the current Taiwan situation, like, he is the guy.
Okay, that's a good one. It's always a hot topic, yeah?
Yeah, it was, for sure. So we had a little sit-down with him, and he's asking all the questions that basically my mom has been asking me during these years. Like, how safe is it in Taiwan?
Mine
What
too.
is going to happen? Like, how long time do you have to escape from Taiwan? That's like what my mom thinks about every single day.
So you did it for your mom and it blew up.
I did it for my mom, yeah. And I don't even remember exactly every single detail, but he goes into detail in terms of like, okay, the first thing that's going to happen is that China is going to take the Danshui River.
Okay.
And then he lists out like exactly why that's going to happen.
Okay.
And then like step 2, what will Taiwan do? And then he lists out like based on all the war games that
China takes
that he's allowed to share.
Okay, sure.
Then he goes through everything like step by step. And then he goes through like, here's the current like Chinese arsenal, here is what Taiwan has. And he talks about like the missiles as well. And what was really interesting for me that I didn't know is like, China had like X number of missiles.
Okay.
But their accuracy isn't that great.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to make a joke on that, but keep going. Yeah.
So there's no need to shoot down every missile. And
so let some of them just miss.
Exactly. And apparently the Taiwan has like, I think he said like the third best anti-aircraft missiles in the world.
Okay.
So they can like calculate exactly where these missiles are going to hit. So they know which one to just like let slide.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like,
that's crazy.
Very, very interesting. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That must have been one of those interviews where you kind of.
I just sat there. It wasn't an interview. It was like a monologue. I just like, and then.
Okay, then what do we do?
Yeah, I had nothing I could contribute to that conversation. Yeah.
And that video obviously was very popular because that's always a hot topic.
Yeah.
Always a hot topic. And
yeah.
You put that, put those clips on Reels or wherever, and they either blow up or they get like, you become infamous almost sometimes. So
exactly, yeah. And the thing is also like, because it's such a hot topic, it also like kind of like could backfire as well.
Sure.
Because there was a long period of time where I was not like approached by sponsors, for example. I don't know if it was because of that, but it was weird because like it was the longest gap in like new sponsors that I've had just after that video. And although I did get like a decent number of money from people watching that videos, overall, if I would have like maybe played it safer, then I would have gotten more money in the end. But it's also like I just want to learn a lot of things about Taiwan, and this is just like one part of it. That's like the reality we live in. So no regrets, but it's not always like great too.
Understandable. I got to read this next one up here real quick. Love the Europeans in Taiwan series. Makes for great entertainment. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the go-to man for any of you guys watching for Europeans in Taiwan. This is the European in Taiwan. He knows them all.
Yeah.
Any kind of videos, you're the guy.
Yeah, that's like such a great collaboration too.
Yeah,
so I'm working with the European office here in Taiwan, or the European Economic Trade Office.
Yeah.
And they basically just like send me on a Euro trip to interview like all the European representatives who has like an office here in Taiwan.
Awesome.
To like talk about not necessarily the representatives, but like someone from their office or someone from their member state. Yeah, and I mean that's what I'm doing already, talking to foreigners.
Yeah.
But then now it's also a little bit like what are the actual offices doing here in Taiwan?
Beautiful.
How does the official relationship between like Taiwan and, for example, Sweden? Like I'm Swedish, but I have no clue how the official relationship looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting for myself too. And
Mom loves that one too, I bet. Yeah. Oh, he's the go-to European.
Mom loves everything.
Mom loves everything.
Mom loves everything. Yeah.
You gotta have it, man.
Yeah.
So. Do you have any advice if people are like thinking about 2025? I'm a foreigner. I'm in Taiwan. I want to start a YouTube channel. Do you have like some tips for people?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The first tip would be like, don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
Because it also depends on like why do you want to do it. And the thing is like when I started, there was no such thing as like a YouTuber. And you were a guy making YouTube videos, but it wasn't like a title. You didn't do it for the money. Now a lot of people might think of it as a career before they've even started.
Yes.
And I feel every single one who has that mindset would just be disappointed.
Yes.
Because they think about, it's like passive income. You make one video and that video is going to continue giving you money. And I'm like, that's just... As a foreigner in Taiwan, that's just not how it works.
Okay.
If you manage to do like, for example, product reviews, and you make like a Christmas present, top 10 things for Christmas, whatever, then every Christmas that video might get like a bump in views and like people want to watch it.
Okay.
But you have to the higher reward that you have, the higher competition is it as well.
Yeah.
So. You of course, and the Google algorithm or the YouTube algorithm will only give you like the videos of the people who has already made it. Okay. And you only see like the top of the mountain. You don't see everyone who's like on their way up or like struggling to get there. Yeah. So you should just focus on doing something that you enjoy doing. Okay. Not thinking about the money. Okay. And you need to find something that, let's say that you have a full-time job already. Yeah. Then at 8 p.m., 8:30 when you come home, you need to find something that you want to do between 9 p.m. and midnight, 1 p.m. and like 2 a.m. maybe.
Skip the Netflix. Be like, let's learn how to edit video. Let's learn how to color grade.
Exactly.
Let's learn how to set up a podcast.
If you find something that you enjoy to do for free, after your full-time job, then do that.
Okay.
Because it's gonna basically be like you're doing it for free for like the first year.
I know about that.
Yeah. so if you find something like that, just continue doing it, and then just whatever you want to improve on, just like go on YouTube and learn it. Everything that you could possibly want to know is already on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but if you want to do it because of like money, and you think that it's a great like hack on how to just work,
it's a hack on life to open a faceless YouTube AI channel and make 10,000 a month in 2 months.
Exactly. And even like live streams, like I'm sure that everyone watching this thinks that you only work like 1 hour per week on this live streams, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just so much, even for like live streams, trying to just like find people, preparing for the interview, like writing down questions. It's so much work that people don't see. Yeah. And I don't blame them that they don't know about this.
Sure.
But just if you find something that you are passionate about and you enjoy doing, it doesn't matter how long time you do it.
Okay.
So you just have to look at it as some form of like self-entertainment that you enjoy doing. Then you're set. Then you're never gonna get bored, and hopefully your channel will also like improve along the way.
Okay, beautiful. And obviously in Taiwan, how can I say it? Like, so the foreigners in Taiwan have a kind of like a certain style of video, and it seems like the new generation. I mean, I don't know what new generation is. The last 2 years or so, it seems to be like night market, chou doufu, 好吃. So do you think that this will ever get worn out in Taiwan? Because it seems like it's never getting worn out.
It's never getting worn out, no.
Yeah.
And because it's new faces that's doing it. So I think that just because Taiwanese people's love for anything Taiwanese is so strong, so it will get worn out if I continue doing the exact same thing. Okay. But if it's a new foreigner, it's like kind of like a resets. It completely starts over. Okay. So it's like every new foreigner can do the exact same thing, and I think the Taiwanese people start enjoying watching it. Okay. But speaking about like the new generation, something that has hit me more is like the new generation is now only focused on like vertical content. It's like YouTube Shorts, it's Instagram Reels. And what they don't really understand is like everyone is comparing the views without thinking about the money they're getting from those views.
Tell me more about shorts, because sometimes your short blows up and you make like $1.
Exactly. And this is the thing here. Like so many people, they want to become like full-time creators. Sure. Not only YouTubers, it could be like full-time Instagrammers, whatever. And they're getting like obsessed with the views. Yeah. Whereas, for example, me, like I'm a full-time YouTuber. I've lived on YouTube for 3 years. Beautiful. I get like 1 million views per month over all my videos. Okay. And that's enough to cover my expenses. Okay. Because it's all like long-form views. Yes. And then, like,
so do you add sprinkle shorts in there sometimes?
I do it sometimes. Okay. But it's basically mainly, if I'm honest, because like my sponsors, if it's a sponsored video, has demanded it and asked for it and paid for it. Okay. But as an example, like I made a video with Heimu Tai, which is a very famous Japanese creator here. Okay. So she's a YouTuber, but she's much bigger on Instagram. Okay. And she is big on Instagram Reels. Okay. Stuff like this. So then I was like, okay, I know that she's very popular on this type of platform. Okay. So I purposely made a lot more shorts with her, and I tagged her account and everything.
That makes sense. Sure.
And then I think I got like 1 million views of those. Awesome. Which also led to like a lot of new subscribers for myself. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't lead to like new long form viewers. Okay. And it doesn't lead to like more money. Okay. I just see my subscribers going from 330,000 to like 334,000. Okay. But that's it. It doesn't give me anything else. Okay. And because of like the extra amount of work, it's just more valuable for me to continue focusing on my next long form video. Okay. Because that is what's gonna pay the bills. Okay, so like shorts, reels, I know that you do Instagram as well, right? I think that the original idea behind, like shorts and stuff like that was obviously to compete with TikTok. Yeah. Right? But I think that how they sold it in the beginning was, you chop up your long stuff,
and it's kind of like fishing, right? It's like a fishing net. You throw it out there with your short, and then you kind of pull them into your long. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work, no. It's a completely different like audience and different like beast.
Okay.
So yeah, it's great for views.
It's not just me. Okay.
No,
I'm like, why don't they watch the long one? You know?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, it's great for views.
Okay.
It's great for like growth.
Okay.
But I would say do long format YouTube first, because then you realize that you could actually do it like full time.
Okay.
I do think that would be the fastest way for you to actually become like full time, meaning that you can support yourself.
Okay.
And then you can like add the shorts as like another layer and like sprinkle on top. But if you start doing it, you will just be like so disencouraged, because you just need millions of views in order to like, you know, pay for a drink in a bar, you know.
I think that it's, what is it, 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers for long form.
Yeah.
And I think shorts is like 30 million views in a month.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like crazy.
Yeah, it's like astronomical.
Yeah.
So that's just how little a short view is worth in the terms of like long form views.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Got Rushi, love from Prague. Glad to hear you guys again. Yeah, brother. Thanks for the shout out. Love it, brother. So it's not all it's cracked up to be, right? Okay. I love that, man. So you think that we should all go out and do the Cho Tofu videos, get some subscribers, and then just go from there?
Sure, yeah. Why not? I think that in the beginning, it's just like you just need an idea.
Okay.
And it's just easier to copy other people's ideas. And the thing is, like, no one... I mean, I personally get a little bit annoyed if people are copying my ideas.
Of course.
But... like people who are watching your videos, they don't mind. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Even if they know that, hey, you copied this idea from someone else, they just want to watch it again.
Okay.
So
yeah.
And there's no like copyright on ideas.
Yeah.
So
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. So just see something that you think is interesting. Just try to make the content that you want to see.
Okay.
So for example, for me, like I only watch YouTube for like educational purposes.
Yeah.
I don't watch it for this like, you know, a little bit more like childish animated people like just jumping around and doing like entertainment. So that was like the window that I saw YouTube from.
Okay.
And it's also like I want people to see my channel to learn something new about Taiwan.
Okay.
Or about anything. So I wouldn't be able to do it if it's just like pure entertainment. It needs to have some sort of like informative like, purpose behind it. So just if you want to start a YouTube video and you don't know where to start, just literally just look at what did you watch.
Your algorithm will show you, right?
Exactly. What do you enjoy watching yourself?
Okay.
Just do that.
Okay. You mentioned Uncle Topher, right, recently. And I don't want to say he's new, he's a semi-newish in the last year or so, but he kind of went through the rounds and he went on it, seemed to go on most people's channels.
Yeah.
And he's blown up.
Yeah.
So do you recommend that for people? Like, do you recommend a new YouTuber to maybe start to hit up the big channels? Like when I hit you up, I thought you wouldn't respond. But you came by and I'm like, oh my God, he's actually a really good dude. This was like, I don't know, 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So do you recommend that or?
Yeah, 100%. Like I think I was among the first ones he went to.
Okay.
And I think, if I remember correctly, like I interviewed him on my channel, and he got like 17,000 subscribers.
That's crazy.
Like from one video.
That's unbelievable.
But the thing is, what he is doing, like he continues to make videos on himself, like on his own. And people are watching him because of his content.
Yeah.
And that's also the same thing. Like, sure, he got like a great head start because he joined like a lot of subscribers.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't mean anything unless he would actually do all the work himself. Like, you cannot rely on just being on other people's channel all the time. So for him, he's also has like a very unique and like background and experience that he's from the U.S. military.
That's crazy.
And people do love like Taiwan, China in general.
That's huge. Yes.
And then having that experience, and I would like to think that he's the only foreign YouTuber in Taiwan that like actually has experience and talking about his experience. He's not just like, hey, look at me, I'm a foreigner in Taiwan, and then figuring out what to make videos about.
Okay.
He actually makes videos about the experience he already had before Taiwan.
Okay.
And I think that's also like very, very unique.
And it's unique and people like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to dive deep a little bit into the YouTube, yeah? So what's the secret to like a good headline?
A good headline.
Good headline.
So it depends on your audience.
Okay.
So, for example, in my case, my audience is Taiwanese, 90% Taiwanese guys
Yeah.
who wants to feel proud of Taiwan. That's it. So a great title, a great thumbnail is a thumbnail that makes them feel proud over Taiwan.
Okay.
But step one is like you need to figure out why are people watching your channel? Why are they watching your videos? Which may not be the same reason for why you are making your videos or making your channel.
Okay.
But if you figure out why people are watching, then you just make sure that you take your thumbnail or title to best illustrate that. And if I'm looking at, because like I know like both you and me, we're watching like American YouTubers,
always buying the courses and all that stuff.
Any like advice that is applied to like the general audience, like international or American audience, just don't apply to Taiwanese people.
Okay.
So the other thing I can say that I do that American YouTubers don't is like American YouTubers are maybe posting like a question. Like,
okay, I've seen that. I've tried that.
Why is Taiwan the greatest country in the world? But I don't mean this in a bad way.
I tried, it didn't work.
But I kind of feel like, at least my audience, they're a little bit like too lazy. So they don't want to take that second to think, why is Taiwan the greatest country in the world?
Okay.
If the title instead is Taiwan is the greatest country in the world, then they're feeling proud right away.
Yes.
And then like, yes, I want to watch 15 minutes of why Taiwan is the greatest country in the world.
Okay.
But they don't want to have to think about it. They just want to be like told.
Okay, so when I watch, when I do like the YouTube courses and stuff like that, it's always like curiosity.
Yeah.
So is that true for here too as well? It sounds like it's kind of like, no, just tell me why Taiwan's good.
Exactly. Yeah. For me, I just felt like I'm just jumping over that step and just like telling them right away.
You don't have to be curious. I'm telling you.
Exactly. And another thing too, like in the actual video, once you have somehow managed to convince people to click on your video.
Yes. Which is not easy. Yeah.
Which is not easy. A lot of like American YouTubers will also say like you have to give them like a hook.
A hook.
And then you need to save like the most valuable thing in the video to the end. So they watch the entire video until the end. So don't spoil anything. Give them a hook, but don't spoil anything. It also doesn't really work because in Taiwan they will just like skip away and like click away from the video before there. So
front load your video in Taiwan.
Front load your videos. Yeah. I just push like any like extra padding that you need in order to make the video as long as possible. But just to explain for people who don't understand why, you get basically paid more the more people are watching your video. It's not enough that you just watch it once. They should watch it as long as possible. Yeah. That's how you get more paid.
And you also have that analytic that says 30 seconds in.
Exactly.
X, 50 or 60% of people are still watching.
Yeah, so you can see down to the second when most people are like skipping ahead or like just stop watching the videos.
Okay, so front load it.
Front load it.
No hook. Yes, hook.
Hook,
little
yes.
hook.
So
5 seconds, 10 seconds. I'm curious. I know it's different, but I need to pick that brain.
I go back and forth. Like I try to have a hook, but sometimes a video like an interview just is not that interesting. Just because like you think that the person that you invited was like more interesting than it ended up being. So in that case, I don't have a hook because then I kind of reveal that the most hook I have is actually pretty boring.
Okay.
So I don't give that away.
Hello, life in Taiwan. What's up, brother? We got to get you back up here.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alan, he's in the UK right now.
Yeah, I believe he went home.
Celebrating Christmas. Yeah,
Ooh, I'm jealous.
First Christmas with his whole family and William for like X number of years.
I love it. That's great, man.
Very happy for you, Alan.
Take lots of pictures, brother. I think Amy's there as well. Amy went back to the UK as well.
Yeah.
Amy, Amy, right?
Everyone is like gone now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yuan is in France. It's
really?
Just you and me now.
It's just us, man. It's just us. Yeah. Well. We'll have another sparkling water with that.
Oh, yeah.
So headline, thumbnail, hook, all three things are necessary.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Taiwan.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
But then it's also like, of course, the thumbnail and title is more important because if they don't click through there, you never see the hook.
True.
So, thumbnails and stuff like this. And then in Taiwan, it's kind of easy, to be honest. Like, again, if you're a foreigner, just put a foreign face and like a lot of text in the thumbnail so they can read and know what they're getting themselves into. They don't want to like gamble and click a link and then may or may not see something. They want to like know right away. Am I gonna like this? So the more information you can give them right away, and in Taiwan that's okay if it's text or if it's a photo that really explains everything that's gonna happen, which is very hard to do compared to just like typing it out.
Interesting, yeah, because I think that sometimes I see these videos that it's just all text, the thumbnail, and I'm just like, I think it looks awful. Yes. But then you look at the views and I'm like, wait a minute. It's way more views than mine. That's crazy.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. There's like, I've seen people who has like literally like the shittiest camera and then towards like, maybe they even do like an interview and then it's like they do it in like sunset. So when they start, it's like sun and then like in the last like 10 minutes, it's just like pitch black. You don't even see that it's like two people. You still get it because it's still like the audio and it's still like the story.
It's crazy.
So quality sometimes doesn't matter like at all.
I know that feeling very well as well. Yes. Got another bunch. I have so many questions for you, man. What about trends? Like we were talking earlier about like the UK piano guy. I watched his thing pop up, and I thought, oh, that's a cool one. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a video on that tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, boom! Every single foreign YouTuber had a video about him. It was crazy. So, what do you think about riding the trends? Is that a thing?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Even in Taiwan.
I think especially in Taiwan.
Especially in Taiwan.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of times. Like, I can only compare it to Sweden. And Sweden isn't really that big on, like, trends. Especially when it comes to, like, food things or, like, what is being, like, Taiwanese news go viral in ways I have never experienced anywhere else.
Well, I just shared a story with you about that earlier, which was a crazy one. Yeah.
And I feel like maybe because, like, in Sweden, we would have, like, regional news. And every region would have regional news. And we wouldn't really care about something else. But, like, in Taiwan... everyone has been to Taipei. Everyone has been to like Taichung. So we're
small, right? So they've been there. Okay.
So like every like regional news that has like a chance of going viral will go viral all over Taiwan. Okay. So I would say definitely like ride the wave. But in my case, for example, I don't really do it as much now because all my videos has like for the last like half a year, all my videos have been sponsored. Which means that...
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Which means that they're also like planned like weeks in advance.
Okay.
And my schedule now has been like, it's just packed. I'm working like every single day on my sponsored videos. Okay. So I don't have the time to just like drop everything.
So you see a trend and you're like, I can't.
Exactly. Okay. And it could be like, okay, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I need to release a video tomorrow. But tomorrow I already have another video planned that is like sponsored and I cannot just like decide on, I'm going to postpone it a while. So
I know that you were doing like the news reporter sort of breaking news styles, right? So tell me a little bit about that. I know that's kind of, you wanted to do that and you did a bunch.
Yes, I still want to do this. And well, if I don't get any more sponsors in like January, February, which like historically, that's what everything
keep sponsoring.
Out.
No problem. Yeah.
Exactly. But just because of like it's after New Year's, but then between New Year's and like Lunar New Year, there's no budgets in companies.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, because they're saving for the way. Yeah, I know the bonuses and then the home ball and all that. Yeah.
It's kind of just like how it all set up. It's kind of like there's no marketing budgets in like January, February, like March.
And that makes sense. Yeah.
And it's kind of like in March, that's when the companies decide what they're going to spend money on. And then it still takes like 1 or 2 months until they've decided we're going to go with a YouTuber. And then hopefully we're going to go with Lukas in Taiwan. So in like May is kind of like where all the sponsored videos start like popping up again. Okay. And this has been my story for like the last 3 years now. So I know like January to like April, it's going to be very, very low. Okay. And that's now when I'm going to have time to like revive the news stories.
I love it. The edits are great. Everything's great, man. I love it.
That's like my favorite kind of videos because it also makes me more aware of like what's going on in Taiwan. Because I'm in my little bubble. I'm in my YouTube studio in my apartment. Yeah. And I have an amazing wife that now cooks for me as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's like literally this week, I have gone to the gym, which is like 50 meters across the street.
Okay.
And then I've stayed inside my apartment wearing like pajamas, editing videos.
The introvert's dream life.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. But if I do make these like news-related videos, I at least stay up on topic, like what is actually happening right now.
Okay.
And again, like I want to make like more educational, informative videos, and I think that's just like the best combination that I can come up with.
Okay. Do you have a favorite YouTuber? Could be in Taiwan, could be worldwide, could be anywhere. Or do you not really?
I don't really have time to watch YouTube out of like my own entertainment. So for example, now I'm trying to like level up my videos. So I'm looking into like color grading.
Gotcha.
So now I'm just watching like other YouTubers teaching me color grading.
Yeah.
Other than that, same as last year, like Wes Davies and Prozzy are like the only YouTubers where I can say I watch every single video from start to finish.
Nice.
Because they always make videos that I want to watch.
Okay. That's beautiful. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I haven't seen those guys in a while, man. I think Wes is he's looking happy. He's got a girl, I believe, now, right?
Yeah.
Getting serious.
He did a Huandao. I don't know how secret this is actually, but he had
breaking news.
He's told about this in the story. So his uncle was here for like a week Huandao.
Yeah.
And he made a stop in Casa de Lukas on the Huandao. So I have some videos coming up. Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Couple other YouTube questions I want to get. How important do you think it is to like incorporate like storytelling into your videos?
Storytelling in terms of
just kind of like making a story out of it. Not really.
So I would say storytelling is important, but it doesn't really have to be storytelling as much as just focus more on saying what other people want to hear.
Okay.
And in Taiwan, it's very simple. Just say that you like anything Taiwanese, specifically Taiwanese food, which I personally am very bad at.
Okay.
But I feel if you just record anyone, foreigner, liking anything with Taiwan, that's the story right there.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Storytelling is important, but the story itself doesn't really have to be that extreme.
Okay. When I went home, I think it was 2 years ago, I brought some, and I did that, I haven't edited it, but I brought all this food, and, the family got to try it and stuff. And there was that one, it's like a dougan, but it's like a super dry snack, kind of like in a little package. It looks like beef jerky, right? I never actually tried it before, but we got it because it was like a kind of a weird thing, right? So we brought it home, and the reaction that I got from my mom and everybody was so bad. I'm like, I can't show that to people.
Same as my parents.
Okay.
Like when I came back home, I made like a lot of stuff back home, like a whole suitcase with just like Taiwanese snacks.
Yeah, sure.
And the first one, because I never done a video like that, the first video was like pretty great.
Okay.
And I put like all the best snacks in the first video.
The good snacks are great.
Just went like all in.
Yeah.
And then I tried to make like 5 videos.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse and worse.
Okay.
And then like the 5th video, it was everything with like taro, because we don't have taro in Sweden.
Yeah. I'd never even heard of that until I came here. Yeah.
So I decided like I should just make everything taro related that I can find and put in a video. And like they literally hated every single thing.
Okay.
That tasted taro.
And did you release that video?
I didn't release that video.
Okay.
It was bad enough. I released like a video with like they tried like all these like drinks, like Tetra Pak small drinks. Which in Sweden, like, we only have that kind of like packaging for like
fresh
kids.
Juice.
Just like for kids. So it's like it's always like sweet, and it tastes like
sugary
and
water.
like for kids.
Okay.
And here, like in Taiwan, there was like it was
asparagus juice.
Right?
Asparagus
it was
juice.
This like dojang. It was like the peanut milk thing, whatever you call it. So,
I know exactly what that is, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like weird flavors, because they see the packaging and they expect that it's just going to be like the sweetest orange juice you've ever had. And that one, they all had like a very negative feedback on, and the views were like not great. So I was like, okay, let's stop it here. Yeah.
For me, when my mom, she had that one that I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, probably not important. But it was like this really like hard sort of tofu jerky thing, and she fed it to. She ate it, and she spit it out, and then on camera, she gives it to the dog, and the dog's like, and she's
Yes.
like, even the dog won't eat it. And I'm like, okay, cut.
Yeah,
we're not gonna be showing that one. Yeah.
No, it's they're very very proud of their food and very sensitive if you don't like it as well. So
I mean, I love Taiwanese food. Certain foods, right? I know that everybody loves. Oh, have you ever tried chou tofu? I've tried it. It's okay, but for me, if I go to a street and on this side of the street it's all chou tofu, and on this side of the street it's like guabao, I'm getting guabao every time. You know what I mean? Like I had that for lunch today. Come on, there's some good stuff. We don't need to share the stuff that's not as good, man. That's what I think, anyways.
Yeah.
But I like good food. Yeah.
yeah, for me it's such a shame. Like I really, how should I put this in like the most diplomatic way? Like I have never been in a situation
Yeah.
where I would have picked Taiwanese food over any other kind of Western food.
Yeah, of course. I
Like,
understand that. Yeah.
I love Western food so much more
Yeah.
than Taiwanese food.
Understand. Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I just like avoid like food in general, and
Okay.
I'm also I don't really care about like food in terms of like, oh, I need to go and try a new place.
Okay.
Like if I would live in Tiemo, I would eat your burger sliders like every single day.
Every
It's
day.
like the most delicious thing I've ever had. I don't even know what it is. I just want the sauce, like
Okay.
pulled pork.
It's like a
barbecue.
pulled pork. It's like a Mexican style pulled pork. So we call it carnitas, but it's basically a pulled pork. And then we have it's like a chipotle mayonnaise that we make here.
Yeah.
I know,
And
man.
it's
So I'm
so
gonna
good.
bottle it, and then I'm gonna give you affiliate commission to sell it, bro.
Oh,
Let's
and
go.
it's like the best thing, and it's like you cannot find a single piece of Taiwanese food that tastes better than that.
Okay. Well, wow. Okay.
Like-
I'm gonna clip that out.
Yeah, for sure.
YouTube Shorts, 1
Yeah,
million
put it on
views.
the
Yeah.
put it on the poster. Quote me on
Let's
that.
go. Quote it on there. Cannot find it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost like I kind of wish that I would have enjoyed food more in general, and
Okay.
also Taiwanese food, because there's just like so many more videos I could have made on my channel.
But it's good to be like honest, I think, right? Like I know that maybe people won't like that, but no, I think that honesty is good. Like there are some things that I really like, and there are some things like a chou tofu. I've tried it. I don't think it's great, but I like good food. So if it's that or a guabao, I'll get the guabao.
Yeah.
If it's the guabao or like a smash burger patty, I'll probably get the smash burger. You know what I mean? Probably, right? But that's just if it's tacos, I eat tacos all the time. But I like good food, man. I love it. So tell me a little bit about like SEO, because when you're building SEO for your YouTube channel, this is something I'm not good at yet. So I got you here, and we'll be talking probably till midnight. So, but tell me a little bit right now about SEO. Yeah.
So SEO basically it's search engine optimization for
Yeah.
those who doesn't have a background in marketing, and it just basically is the words that you put on your YouTube title or like in the description. Google or YouTube will use that to basically match the videos to the audience that might be interested about certain topics.
Sure.
Which means that if a person has watched a lot of videos that is about Taiwan, that is about Taipei, if I then put Taiwan or Taipei in my title, it's very likely that that person will be recommended my video because
Okay.
it's about a topic that that person wants to watch. That's like SEO in general.
Okay.
So I think it's very important because that's like, now we have AI and stuff, but I do think that it's all based on the SEO and it still has to be there. Because now like, for example, Google and every software that can give you automated subtitles
Yes.
will use whatever you say in the subtitle for SEO.
Okay.
So YouTube already knows what the video is about before you even type a description.
Okay.
But there's also different layers of priority. So if the description has something that maybe the video itself does not have, then it will still be included in like the whole SEO mix.
Okay.
So what I like to do is if I have put a title or a thumbnail that has gone viral or like more views in general, I will just try to repurpose that title, that thumbnail, as much as possible.
Okay.
So not only for like a people concept in terms of like, oh, I've seen a video very similar to this, but for the SEO, for like the data program as well, would know that, okay, these 1,000 people liked this video this last week.
Okay.
And then now today, Lukas has the same video that has the exact same title,
Okay.
but another person. Those 1,000 people might already be interested in watching this.
Okay.
So it kind of like helps the YouTube algorithm or the YouTube program
Okay.
to push my video out to those people who has a better chance of enjoying that video.
So if you have a video that explodes, do you think, okay, this one popped, I'm going to try to reuse a similar title?
Similar, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
for
well,
sure.
I'm going to do that then. Okay.
But it's also like, because in my case, I also try to, for example, let's say if I have like 4 or 5 videos planned out already.
Okay, sure.
I try to not do like 2 similar videos right after each other.
Okay.
Because people might also get like tired of it.
Okay.
Just as an example, like if I have like an interview with like a Canadian mom on my channel,
Sure.
and I already have recorded the video with another mom, I would
Okay.
purposely wait a few weeks with posting that.
Okay.
Because it may be a little bit too much. If people don't want like the first one,
Get burnt out on Canadian Mom.
exactly.
Okay.
But then what I would do, if that first mom video is going well, I would then like repurpose every single title, like word by word, and just exchange, like for example, the country name,
Okay.
or whatever I have to for this title to make
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
But if the first one does not work at all, I would come up with a completely different title, not maybe even mentioning like mom
Okay.
in the title, and focusing on something completely different.
Could be the same video, but different.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
okay,
like
okay,
for
okay.
example, what I like to do is in my interviews, I have, let's say I have like 10 questions.
Okay.
And then my titles and my thumbnails would be only focusing on one of those 10 questions. And
Okay.
then it will make sense when the viewer gets to that point.
Okay.
Whereas in the beginning, when I didn't really care about this, the title would be like, let's say, like for example, like this video. It would be 1 hour chat with Eddie,
Okay.
because that summarizes the entire video.
Yeah.
But it's not really
That's
that
not getting
interesting.
views. Yeah.
But for example, it could be Eddie and Lukas reveals the best food in Taiwan.
Okay.
Then we only do that 5 seconds in this 1 hour video.
Okay.
But it's
And then
still
would you put that
relevant.
in the hook, or would you put that front load that kind of
In that
clip?
case,
In that
yes.
case,
Anything
okay.
that is related to the title and the thumbnail,
Okay.
I will put that either as a hook or
Okay.
just like as early as possible. And
Okay.
I rearrange my videos all the time.
I was gonna say, because sometimes I get in interviews and I'm like, I'm trying to keep them chronological, like trying to keep them in order.
Yeah.
But then I think, I wonder if I put this here, it might look better. So okay,
yeah.
that's
No,
good.
I would definitely like specifically. And it's quite easy for us because we have like our questions, right?
Yeah.
So like every single time you ask me a question, that's like a new chapter.
Sure.
Because it has kind of like a hard break.
Yeah.
So you can just like take that part and then you can just rearrange it as you want.
Okay.
And just like a pro tip for YouTubers, what I would do when I'm interviewing people is like I would have the roadcaster and I
Yeah.
would like press an audio track.
I know.
Just so I see the audio spike.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I see it when I edit it later. Oh, here's an audio spike that did not go out in our earphones, but
Yeah.
it shows me later that here's a new question. So I know right
Love
away,
that.
and it just makes the whole editing so much faster. And then you can just like play around with it. You can skip entire questions or just like put everything there. Like,
That's beautiful. I thought about, I didn't even think about doing that on the roadcast. I thought about getting a little button on the stream deck and be like, okay, next topic, right?
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I
man.
don't have all this fancy stuff, so I only
it's
have a
this guy,
roadcast.
A10 Mini over here and all this craziness, right? Beautiful stuff, man. I'm gonna pull up a couple pictures. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we
Let's
got.
see what
here.
happens,
Let's see what
yeah.
happens. Boom. Love it.
There we go. You've lost. Send me to Taiwan. Amazing.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
You got this made, custom made or something, or
Yeah, well, it's from a company called like Displate.
okay?
It's like
Good name.
it's the only Instagram ad product I've ever purchased in my life.
Okay,
and,
Displate.
And they have so much. You go in there, you can just Google whatever you want, like Taiwan or like UFC, and they have posters for everything.
Interesting. Oh,
And they have a lot of like official license, like Disney or like baseball teams or whatever. And it's actually magnetic. So on my wall, I have like glued 2 magnets. And I just
you
like
just put it up.
I just put it up and I
For the
switch it out.
background, yeah.
So I have like 4, then I just like switch out. all
I
the
love
time.
it. Oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. That's cool. I love it.
Very nice.
Bam. All right, congratulations.
There we
gotta
go.
have it. Gotta have it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I made
yes.
sure to wear my ring now.
Yes.
I'm not really
How does
used
it
to like
feel?
wearing the ring yet.
Takes a
but-
while.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Takes a long time.
But
yeah.
yeah, that's amazing.
Beautiful, man.
That's,
Congrats. I love the pictures. I love all of it, brother. I had to.
oh wow.
That's an
You've
old
been
school.
going back far.
Because I was going back and I said, "Oh, this is a great shirt, man! It's so funny." I got a couple of even better, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I love that shirt.
It's so good. It's so good. That's the best face too. I love that, brother. Yes, I'll do one more. Yeah. What is that, number 3?
I'm afraid now what's going to pop up next to beat that. Oh, there we go.
I love that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Man. Pop that up. Really freaking cute kid.
Yeah,
man.
that's.
Speaking of kids, is that in the work? I mean, obviously, you just got married.
Oh, dude.
But possibly in the future, you guys think about that?
No, look, we have been trying. It's yeah. Maybe I'm not oversharing right now, but it's not easy, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole process.
When you don't want to, it's like, hey, right?
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Like I was so surprised.
Sorry, when you want to, I mean, it's harder to be like, what?
Yeah, because I was so surprised because grew up like watching like TV shows and stuff, and it's like
it's magic.
Everyone becomes like accidentally pregnant, and like you have to like really make sure to like use protection and whatever.
Yeah.
And then now we've been trying for like 6 months.
Okay.
And it just like no, so far nothing.
From what I remember, I'm obviously what I remember is there's some part of the cycle that's like the for sure time. But that's. I mean, I don't know much about that topic, but from what I remember, that
you only have like a 24-hour window per month.
Some kind of a window that it's like for sure.
Oh, it's not for sure.
Apparently, it's not for sure.
I can tell you for that. No, it's definitely not for sure.
Man, I love it, brother. It's we could be here all day. I think we're about an hour. But one more question for you: if you in 2025, this is gonna be a good one. If you in 2025 wanted to start a channel from scratch, what would you do?
Well, so in my case, hopefully, knock on wood, like there will be a kid one day.
Yeah.
So we've actually started like a second channel that is supposed to be like on the family life and everything. But in my situation, like as a foreigner in Taiwan, I would just focus on that.
Okay.
Because in Taiwan, that is what works.
That's what works.
But for other people, like on maybe like a more general term, I would just focus on giving value to people.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, you need to find what kind of value you can bring to whom.
Okay.
And a lot of people, like, I had like a lecture for a bunch of students like a few months back, and then they're like, "We're students. We don't know anything. We have no experience. How can we like add value?" And I'm like, when you were in high school and you wanted to apply to like university, would it have added value to you if you had had the chance to talk to a university student that had already applied and gotten in? And they're like, yeah, of course, we didn't know anything when we were in high school. Like, we had no idea what we should add in our application and everything. I'm like, yes, start there. Like, start to make a YouTube channel about life as a university student focused on high school students or anyone who wants to do whatever you're doing right now. It could be getting into like your university, maybe getting into your high school. If you're like even younger, like play Roblox. What is it your daughter is
Roblox,
playing, right?
Yeah, she still plays that. She loves that.
So I come from like a more educational. I cannot like be only entertaining without being informative, basically.
Sure.
So all my advice would be about information. But it's like, how do you set up a restaurant in Taiwan? Maybe there are people who is like, they're very jealous of your life. How did you manage to have this for 20 years? Yeah. So just take like a day and look at what do you, first of all, want to make videos about, because it's important that you make something, again, that you're willing to do for free between like 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. because that's going to be your reality. So find something that you're passionate about, and then just try to think of like, where were you 5 years ago? What do you know now that you did not know 5 years ago? And try to make videos about someone who is where you are, who is where you were 5 years ago. Okay. And then you have a 5 years heads up.
I think just to touch on that, I think that a lot of us get, it's called like the curse of knowledge, right? You think, because all this stuff that you know, for you it's so normal that you think, oh, everybody knows that. No one's going to listen to that. Like, everybody knows how to set this up. If OBS and all this is freaking easy, right? Yeah. But then I went to a live stream. What did I do? We did a live stream podcast at Blockchain Week, and I went in, and it was all, big crypto YouTubers, and they invited me to go. So I set up all my gear, and everyone was kind of like, whoa, this is crazy. And I'm like, you guys have a channel like 100 times bigger than mine. This is easy. And they're just like, well, it's easy for you, but this is kind of crazy. And one of the ladies there is like, hey, we need you for the next, live stream, blah, 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 podcast at the next, crypto event. And because one of the cool things, because I've been interviewing like fighters and stuff like that, now for all of the English, all of the fights in Taiwan, the boxing and MMA, there's a boxing this Saturday, Full House, Taipei Arena. I get to do the English commentary.
Wow.
It's really cool, man. Yeah, because of the podcast.
That's amazing.
I'm going to do the English. So we went out and we talked about it, and it's a paid gig, and it's like a really well-paid gig. And I thought, holy crap, because I mean, like you're saying, something you would do for free, something that I do for free a lot. And, you go out and it's amazing. And so I'm going out there and doing the English commentary. They have like a production team for the English crew and stuff. It's crazy.
Wow.
So fun,
Congratulations.
Man. Yeah, thanks, man.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate all this stuff that, anytime I message you, any questions or whatever, you're always like, boom, boom, boom. And you're like, do this. And
and
it's
then
amazing.
3 years later, you do it.
And then 3 years later, I do it, right? But yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. And you're amazing, brother. And you're the guru. And you're my man. Next 5 years, what are you going to get to 1 million? What's the plan for the next 5 years for Lukas?
God, I don't even know. Like, hopefully in 5 years from now, we have like a 4-year-old running around at home.
Yes.
And we will have 2 channels. My main one, Lukas in Taiwan. And then also a side channel, like
family channel,
channel,
or the baby channel.
Lukas and Minthia.
Nice.
And we just be hopefully, two channel and just running around. We will be living in Ilan.
Okay.
Pretty certain actually. We have hopefully a house waiting for us there, like end of next year.
What's in Ilan? Is she from Ilan?
She's from Ilan.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the parents-in-laws across the street.
Beautiful. Okay. And then you got free babies sitting in there. Perfect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get on it, man.
Yeah.
Get on
it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like starting from 2026, my life will look very, very different. Yeah.
Get your sleep now, man. Get your sleep now. Yeah. Actually, having a kid is like the best thing. Is for me. I love that I've come here into the marriage and the restaurants and all that stuff. But I think the most fulfilling and most fun for me has been having the kid, because the kid loves everything you love, all the sports and, the video games and then the kid talks like you. And it's crazy. It's going to be amazing.
Just wait until she turns like 15. And
I'm getting scared of that.
Everything is going to be like reverse.
I know. Everybody tells me that. But she's still kind of like a tomboyish kid. But yeah, now she's 12. And, we went to like an event where they were selling food. And there were some kids her age. Like she's just like T-shirt, hoodie, jeans, whatever. But then there's kids her age that are wearing like they're girls, so they're dressed like girls with like the girl, like the high furry socks and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, Dad, I like those." And I'm like, "What? Man, stick to the hoodie.
No, you don't.
Stick to the hoodie. Stick mini skirts and like those socks and craziness." I'm like, "No, stick to the hoodie. You're good." She's like, "No, I like that. We should check that out." I'm like, "Oh," so it's crazy, man. Crazy.
Well,
yeah, girl dad.
I'm not jealous.
Girl dad. Man, thank you guys for watching the podcast. This is obviously one of my favorite things to do once a year. We'll always keep this tradition going. I love it. This guy's the guru. Just so you guys know, behind the scenes, he is like my YouTube Yoda over here, man. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. This guy right here. Don't forget, in the description below, I'll put the 2 channels now, right? Is the second channel ready to
2
rock?
channels.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's already up, running. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, 2 channels. Check the description below. See you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you everybody for watching Eddie's show. We feel only happiness, don't feel any sorrow.